We're gonna get through this.
2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. He claimed a big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses.
Imagine working for someone whose whole persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym.
Floyd Mayweather looks visibly shaken as news emerges claiming he owes $500 million to the IRS. In an unsteady voice, he says, "We're going to get through this." Admitting the immense strain, the once confident champion now confronts a financial struggle more difficult than any fighter he ever faced inside the ring.
We're gonna get through this. That's tough.
Floyd Mayweather maintains that he has settled his IRS obligations, but official documents suggest otherwise. The IRS states that he still owes a substantial sum, directly conflicting with his statements. Despite his public denials, lingering tax problems continue to shadow the boxer, raising questions about his financial honesty and accountability.
Imagine getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS in 2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. He claimed a big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses. The government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. That was how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authorities. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call where you can discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney and get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
Floyd Mayweather has always taken a different approach to money than most people. Rather than setting funds aside for the future, he has publicly stated his belief that money is meant to be used, not hoarded. He has spoken about finding happiness during the simpler times before wealth and fame took over his life. For Mayweather, the excitement isn't in holding on to money. It's in using it to live in the moment. This mindset has shaped much of his lifestyle and public persona, where enjoying life's luxuries matters more than planning ahead.
But you throw a lot of money around, don't you?
Why not? You can't take it with you. I mean, there's no Brent trucks pulling up at no funeral home. So, I mean, you gotta be able to enjoy your money, but make your money work for you.
Carpe diem, seize the day, live every day.
Absolutely.
That's Floyd Mayweather's strategy.
My strategy is I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. No matter how you look at it. Just because I may wear a diamond necklace or a big diamond ring, because another guy he wear a ring on his ring finger, and he's no better than I am. He's doing the same thing I'm doing, but he's just sweeping his dirt under the rug, and mine is out in the open.
Money doesn't make people happy, but you've got a hell of a lot of it. And are you happy?
Am I happy? Absolutely. I'm happy because my children are happy. I'm happy because my mom is happy. I'm not happy because of the money, because I was happier when I didn't have the money.
In recent years, Mayweather has been spotted living in rented luxury mansions, some of which he reportedly doesn't even occupy for very long. These properties are often selected for their impressive look rather than any real need. Many people close to the industry believe this is less about comfort and more about maintaining a public image. Instead of buying homes for long-term security, he appears more focused on using these rentals to project a certain persona, one of endless wealth and extravagance.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this place.
Mayweather has always desired to be the center of attention. When comparisons are made between him and other fighters, particularly from different sports, he does not always react well. For example, when someone suggested that UFC fighter Conor McGregor might be the Mayweather of MMA, Floyd appeared irritated and quickly rejected the idea. That moment gave fans a glimpse into his competitive nature, not just inside the ring, but also regarding fame and public recognition. It showed that he wants to be viewed as the ultimate benchmark, even beyond the world of boxing.
He's like the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, the UFC.
I didn't know Conor McGregor was undefeated. I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated, and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys telling me something new. If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA.
Well, do you
I mean, if you're saying he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made $300 million in one night? Have you ever made $100 million in one night? Have you ever made $70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not true. A living legend. You know, I gave just sport of boxing. I gave years and years of hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears. Had a tremendous team. Had a tremendous run. I think that it's time for if Conor McGregor need to go out there and do what he do. But never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect. I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Legendary boxer Mike Tyson once spoke openly about Floyd's demeanor, suggesting that he may be too focused on himself. Tyson pointed out that Mayweather's constant bragging about wealth could make him seem disconnected, especially during times when many people are struggling financially. While some may view Mayweather's confidence as justified, others see it as an excessive display lacking in humility. Tyson's comments reflect a wider opinion among fans and fellow athletes who believe Floyd's flashy behavior may not be as impressive as it once appeared.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seemed to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world. You know, it's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about, and what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but they're the ones we have. You know, sometimes we want to have glorious, glamorous friends, but they don't want to be our friends.
To justify his extravagant lifestyle, Mayweather often reminds people that he came from modest beginnings. According to him, he worked tirelessly to reach his level of success and believes he is entitled to enjoy the rewards. In his view, flashy cars, expensive watches, and massive homes are symbols of achievement. He does not see them as arrogance, but rather as a way to motivate others who also come from difficult backgrounds. For Floyd, the message is simple. If he made it from nothing, others can as well.
Getting the money is not the problem, Harry. What's the problem, for Christ's sake? There's no one gonna have to do to get it.
Mayweather once compared his earnings to those of fellow boxer Anthony Joshua, claiming that he made more money at events without needing large crowds. That comment, while possibly accurate, carried a somewhat defensive tone. It reflected his persistent need to remind others of his financial dominance. Although boasting about wealth has been part of Mayweather's image for years, such comparisons can sometimes seem unnecessary, particularly when critics already question the long-term stability of his finances.
I guess, his, because, he talks about his money a lot. So he compared, like, I guess, his fight with Pacquiao to Anthony Joshua. And he was saying, like, basically, they didn't need 100,000 or 90,000 people to do X amount of dollars. Here, I'm going to let you listen to it. Here's what he had to say verbatim. Here's what Floyd said about Anthony Joshua.
Talk about that. I was in the Guinness Book of World Record for breaking all the records. You didn't tell them that?
Of course you have.
for generating, billions in the sport of boxing, or having the fastest sellout crowd. But those guys done, and I was watching a fight when I was at my Miami house. I was at my Miami home. I was watching a fight with Klitschko and the guy Joshua.
Recently, Floyd faced criticism from his own gym staff in Los Angeles. Several employees claimed they had not been paid in weeks, and some even protested outside the gym to demand their wages. For someone who presents himself as a successful businessman, such incidents can seriously harm his credibility. Fans and critics alike were left questioning how a person who speaks so often about wealth could fail to meet basic obligations toward his own workers.
I know this probably gonna use it, so.
Okay. The money team has no money.
Alright, money team has no money.
The money team has
asking for. I had to deal with unsurety. I had to deal with conflict with my now wife because of me not figuring out where I'm gonna do, where am I gonna get money from to pay my bills? Like this is insanity, man. Like we've had like members come here and try to offer us like, we can help you out here, we can give you money, or people gave us Chick-fil-A cards that we could try to eat food. Like this. Fairness is fair, man. You gotta pay what's due. This is about more than just like pay at this point. It's like, come on.
You're good. Thank you.
How you doing? I'm INA Level community activist and a former trainer here at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Hollywood. We're out here today because we're spreading awareness around inhumane conditions that are taking place within a working environment.
Despite his global fame and financial success, recent developments have started to crack the polished image Mayweather has built. Mounting reports of unpaid debts, legal disputes, and questionable financial decisions paint a less stable picture than before. What was once seen as unshakable confidence now appears to some as denial.
Imagine working for someone whose whole persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym accused Floyd Mayweather of bankruptcy after failing to pay them. I mean, he's still buying stuff. Portfolio valued at $10 billion, including 18 office buildings spanning. I mean, he can do all this, but he can't pay his employees' salaries. $10 billion portfolio, 18 office buildings spanning 10 million square feet. Like what? Another deal he finalized with a 20 million property in Manhattan. Financial troubles. Despite these high-profile purchases, allegations of unpaid wages at Mayweather's Los Angeles, employees claim that they haven't received paychecks, prompting a public protest outside the facility on Highland Avenue. One protester held a sign accusing Mayweather of modern-day slavery, while another noted that the money team has no money. Even if you work for a different company and if you ain't getting paid, you're scared to show up and say something because you know how businesses do. They silence you and they fire you. The employees alleged violations of California Labor Code 210, which mandates penalties for late wages. First-time violations can include fines between 100 to 200 and unpaid wages beyond the 30 days entitled work to a full day pay for every day delayed. That is crazy. Money team ain't got no money. Apparently, it's not the first time, too. They had one in Elk Grove and it closed down because the landlord sued for a non-payment of $30,000 in rent. Now the LA gym facing closure. Employees are questioning whether Mayweather himself is aware of the financial.
One area where Mayweather takes pride is encouraging his children to build upon his success. He has spoken about wanting them to be independent and operate their own businesses. Over the years, Floyd has launched several ventures, including his promotional company and the TMT, the Money Team, brand.
My job is to help you. Yeah, I'm with Floyd, getting a check. I get a check from Floyd, but I want to push you. Have your own business while you traveling the world with me and we laughing, we kicking, and we joking. You got a company where you're making money also. So if something go wrong and you're not with me no more, you don't have nothing bad to say about me because I put you in a position to become an entrepreneur or to become a boss.
In late 2024, Mayweather announced he had purchased a massive real estate portfolio worth over $400 million. The buildings located in Upper Manhattan included hundreds of affordable housing units. He claimed full ownership, insisting he had no financial partners. While this move might suggest smart investing, critics were quick to point out that he made the purchase despite facing significant debts. For some, this was another example of style over substance, spending big for headlines rather than financial stability.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Mayweather's name recently appeared in an unexpected lawsuit involving stolen jewelry. Although it was not proven that he personally committed the theft, being connected to the case raised serious concerns. Accusations like these add to the criticism from those who believe he is trying to maintain a lifestyle that may no longer be sustainable. It also weakened his image as a successful businessman, especially when combined with his other financial difficulties.
So have you heard about the $4 million RICO lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with? Wow. So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry and, or at least allegedly. And the entire story is pretty crazy. And the fact that they're calling it a RICO was pretty wild as well, because apparently there was some type of, at least what is being alleged, some type of scheme set up and ran by these, celebrities in order to get away with taking free jewelry off of, jewelers. So yeah, seems like,
Another controversy involved a failed deal between Mayweather, rapper Tigger, and a jewelry broker. The group reportedly purchased luxury items from a well-known Miami jeweler, but failed to pay the full amount. These kinds of incidents, while seemingly small on their own, create a larger picture of financial mismanagement. They suggest a pattern of overcommitting and underdelivering, which continues to damage Mayweather's financial reputation. As time passes, more and more money troubles from Mayweather's past are beginning to resurface. Reports indicate that several debts he once ignored or postponed are now catching up with him. From unpaid taxes to unresolved business deals, these issues are accumulating quickly. His earlier belief in spending freely without much concern for saving or planning now appears to be backfiring.
This is how Floyd Mayweather and Tiger might get away without paying $4 million in jewelry. So a lot of wealthy people buy assets or luxury items under business entities. This allows them to pay less tax while also having protection against lawsuits personally. In this case, Tiger and Floyd used a watch broker and some upfront cash to make the deal go through. But as the days passed, no payment was made on the balance that was due, and even their agent admitted they owed $4 million. So what these two did is they signed and paid using a business, and then before paying the full amount, gifted it to themselves on behalf of the business that bought it. Therefore, the broker can't go after Floyd or Tiger because they didn't buy it from them personally. A business that they may control bought it and then gifted it to them. But in this sense is completely separate. But what they did is how the rich get richer. Us in our daily lives have no protection from lawsuits. But as soon as you use a business, the laws completely change. So I'm not saying you should do this or that they'll even get away with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to get expensive jewelry cheaper.
Do you believe Floyd Mayweather can recover from this enormous IRS revelation? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned.